Hi guys, I'm back and no pretenses here. I am back in my bathrobe, so you know it's going to be a get ready with me video. And today I wanted to show some new products that I received thanks to you guys because big milestone for my channel, but I received my first set of free products to try and super exciting. So thank you guys for supporting me. I joined Octoly recently, which is, if you don't know, a platform that connects brands with content creators, whether you are a YouTuber, Instagrammer, blogger, whatever it is. They connect the two, and once you're on the platform, you request from these brands samples to try so they can reject you or accept you and yeah, give you some free products to try. So I'm super excited to try some new products for you guys. Okay, so first I'm just gonna share all the stuff I got from Octoly. And first off, I requested this skincare. How cute is this packaging, right? So if you saw my luxury skincare video and why I don't buy it, you know that I am nevertheless still a sucker for really well marketed and packaged products. And I saw these guys on Octoly, and it's a new brand called Cotard, and I thought, how cute, I really want it. They didn't really have that much information about what's actually in these formulations on their website, at least at the time. I don't know if they've changed it now, or on Octoly. So I requested it and checked out the contents, the ingredients once they came in, and have been trying them on my hands. So unfortunately for me, these are not going to work as face moisturizers because they have a scent, and I generally prefer fragrance-free things for my face. Also, the scent is, while pleasant, not something that I would ever want kind of just hovering around my face. So let me just keep waving these around my face. Yeah, so unfortunately that was a no-go for me, even though they're beautifully packaged, and honestly the formulas feel really luxurious. And the reason I was really curious about this brand, beyond the fact that they're beautifully packaged, is that the founders created this brand in the idea that they were designing it for like a jet set crowd. And so while I'm not traveling as much as I used to, I still do travel a lot for fun and for work. So like next week I'm going to San Francisco for work, for example. And yeah, that's why this was appealing to me. However, again, because of the fragrance, not good for my face. Though I will definitely be using this as like a hand body cream. So that's too bad, but thanks, Cotard. Okay. Next up, I saw they had some stuff from Lancome, and I was like, oh goody, I really love Lancome, particularly their mascaras. So Lancome Grandiose right here is like my preferred like evening va-va-voom mascara. And I saw on actually that they had the Hypnose Drama. So yeah, I wanted to try that out, particularly since I do love Lancome mascaras. And then also they had this Sourcils Styler, which is like a brow gel. So I've never actually used a brow gel before, so I'm pretty excited to try that out. Along with that, they sent over this classic Lancome Bifacil, whatever, makeup remover, which I've been using already. It's, you know, it's a classic makeup remover. I wouldn't particularly recommend this if you use micellar water, actually. I think it works as well as this and doesn't have the greasy feel of this. So yeah, it's a classic and, you know, easy to use up, but I'm not personally a huge fan of this over other products. Oh, and then one other thing that they sent over is this Pur Bare It All foundation, and I was super excited to see this on Octoly because someone actually commented in my Shiseido video that I should try this since it's like a dupe for the Shiseido Synchro Skin and has better ingredients. So we'll see how that goes today, guys. And okay, let's get into it. So first off, the one product that I bought, I mean not one, there's many products that I'll be using that I bought myself, but one product that I wanted to show you guys today is this. So this is the Blue Lizard Australian sunscreen, and it is a physical or mineral sunscreen as opposed to my favorite, the Biore Aqua Rich, which is a chemical sunscreen. And so I'm just about out of this. And I really wanted to try another physical mineral sunscreen as a way to, like, you know, not just always be using chemical sunscreens. There's nothing wrong with using chemical sunscreens. There's no studies showing it's harmful, long-term use, or anything like that. However, you may develop sensitivities to it, particularly if you're using a more intense skincare routine, such as one with any kind of retinol product. So yeah, that's why I wanted to give chemical sunscreen a break and try physical sunscreen this summer. I did a bunch of research, and apparently this guy is just awesome. It's ugly packaging, I have to say, but it's really well priced. It's like 12-13 bucks on Amazon. Everything I talk about, I'll link down below, you guys. 12-13 bucks on Amazon, and I've been using it the last couple of days and have been really impressed. So yeah, I'll go ahead and get started. So I've already done kind of minimal skincare, so I'm just gonna go on in with some sunscreen. And so you wanna use about a 1/4 teaspoon. So it's quite a lot of sunscreen. It's like no joke, in order to get the full SPF 30. And even if you're just indoors all day, UV rays still come in, so you still want to apply sunscreen. But this is going to look crazy. And this is probably a little bit more than a 1/4 teaspoon. So a 1/4 teaspoon is probably like, you know, like a generous 1/4 on your hand. And here we go. I'm gonna look like Casper in just a moment here. But fret not, guys, because it's going to look okay. Whoa! I know, you're like, what the hell, Joanna? How can you recommend this product? You look like a crazy person right now. But it'll work, you guys. Alright, so I just applied this like a minute ago, and you can see initially I looked like a crazy Casper the Friendly Ghost. And now I'm in the camera, I still look like I still have a white cast. That's just kind of what happens when you use a zinc sunscreen in cameras. However, in person, in my mirror, I'm looking pretty good, guys. And honestly, this is such a great sunscreen because it doesn't feel greasy at all. It's like absorbs really quickly. It just feels like a nice tacky surface that'll be great for applying makeup on. Yeah, I mean, honestly, how cool is that, right? It was like white just a second ago, and now it's looking much better. Also, I believe there's a version of this that is tinted, so if you don't like this white cast, or if you don't use any makeup day to day, you might want to get a tinted version so you don't have as much of this kind of white cast thing happening. But I think I just bought the wrong one. If I saw that there was a tinted one, I think there was, so I think I just put the wrong one in my cart, but whatever. I still am super impressed with the sunscreen. I think it'll be great to use this summer. I'll feel super well protected. It's only SPF 30, but because you're going to be applying it liberally, you don't really need more than SPF 30. Cool. Okay, so next I will be using this Pur Bare It All. I'm not going to do any kind of primer because I just want to see how this works directly on my skin. And I have it in shade Golden Medium. And whoa, it's really thick. So right away, this is nothing. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, it's like going on like spackle. It's definitely not like Synchro Skin. So sorry, commenter. I don't think this is a dupe for Synchro Skin at all. It's like very heavy. Like an acrylic paint or some kind of spackle product. So yeah, whoa, okay. This is definitely not the kind of foundation that I would wear on a daily basis. I prefer really lightweight foundations, as you probably have seen. I don't need a heavyweight foundation like this, so I'm not loving it, but it seems like for coverage it's really good. So I had like a zit right here that's covering nicely. Alright, so I'm just gonna dab this in, and definitely can't do this with just your fingers. This would be crazy to apply with just fingers. So you definitely need a sponge or some kind of makeup brush. Okay, so anyway, right about now I would be listening to, in terms of podcasts, Marketplace with Kai Ryssdal. And so Marketplace is actually just one of those programs they have on NPR that they also have in podcast form, and I love it. It's such a great, like, everyday news program. Talks about world events, current events, the news, general news stuff, but everything has kind of an economic spin. And I just think it's great storytelling, great journalism, great, like, narratives. It also features, you know, human interest pieces every now and then where they'll go to, like, the middle of nowhere and interview some farmer about his thoughts on the new, you know, economic policies of the day. So I just think it's a very good, well-rounded kind of general news program with an economic twist, and I highly recommend it for just increasing your general world knowledge. Okay, so with a sponge, this is looking a little better. But yeah, this is definitely not something I would wear every day. You need to shear it out quite a bit. At least I do. Yeah, so Marketplace is a good one. And then another one I love is Dan Carlin's Hardcore History. So Dan Carlin's Hardcore History is basically a, like, very infrequently updated podcast, but each episode is like several hours long, where Dan Carlin talks about an event in history. And usually they're like multi-parts, so you'll have, like, you know, 5 parts to the history on World War I, and, you know, whatever. So I really enjoy his stuff, especially if you haven't heard any of his stuff yet. You can go back in the archives and listen to, like, a whole series. Great for long distance driving or road trips or whatever. Super fascinating if you have any interest in history. He's an awesome storyteller, and he always puts a interesting spin on things because he, you know, recognizes that history is told from the side of the winners, so he tries to kind of deduce how people might feel about events had things gone a different way. So I love that podcast. How's this foundation looking? I think it's blended in okay, right, guys? Hard to tell sometimes. Okay, anyway, that's another one. Then for, as I mentioned before, I love, like, really good TV shows and also really trashy TV shows. I'm kind of the extreme in terms of my TV show love. So when I do have a TV show that I love, on either end of the spectrum, I love to also listen to kind of like podcasts that analyze the programs. So these creators called Bald Move, they're baldmove.com. It's 2 guys and some guests occasionally that basically dissect a bunch of TV shows, like the more highbrow ones. So right now I'm watching, for example, Better Call Saul, which is like the prequel to Breaking Bad. Amazing show, absolutely love it. And I love listening to these guys talk about it on their podcast, Better Cast Saul. So they don't only do it for this show, they do it for like a bunch of shows. So I always listen to their Game of Thrones podcast, for example. I mean, even though I read the book and stuff, it's always, I mean, now actually with Game of Thrones it doesn't even matter that I've read the book, but it's always fun to hear kind of theories and yeah, just interesting things that people who spend far more time watching the episodes than I do discover in their analysis. So yeah, I think it's fun to engage with TV in that way. On the other end of things, for the trashy side, Bitch Sesh is by these 2 comedians, and they kind of do this podcast basically dissecting the Real Housewives, which I think is hilarious and love it. Funny, funny girls. So let's see, what else now? Oh, and then in terms of other like funny podcasts that I love, My Favorite Murder is a good one with, again, 2 comedians who just talk about murder. Like, true crime has become very popular in pop culture now, and there's a whole host of true crime podcasts. But I love My Favorite Murder because they talk about it in like a joking, off-the-cuff manner. And yeah, I mean, when you talk about murder, you want something maybe with a little bit of humor just to dampen the blow a bit. So I love My Favorite Murder. That sounds weird, but yes, I do. Okay, gonna do a little bit of nose contouring. Someone asked me on one of my videos if I can ever leave the house without makeup, and the answer is a defiant yes. Of course, I leave the house without makeup all the time. But if I am going to do makeup, my like bare minimum makeup definitely involves eyebrows and nose contour. And some mascara. And I think that would be like critical for me. Because my nose is real wide. If I ever got plastic surgery, guys, I would tell you because you'd notice because it'd be my nose. So it's not off the table. It's always been something that I've like considered. Okay, next. For like business education, or not even, one that I really like is Side Hustle School. And I'm now gonna use this Lancome Sourcils. So this is the brow gel that I've never tried before. I've never tried a brow gel, so let's see how this goes for quick, easy brows. Okay, adding nice color, but with my brows, I have this like gap right here from over plucking in my youth. Ugh. God. But so this isn't doing a very good job in terms of like adding color to that, so this definitely would not replace Anastasia Dip Brow as a favorite, but maybe if you have fuller brows naturally or just really light colored brows, something like this could be good for you. I think for me, I would just want something to fill in that gap right under my eyebrow there a little bit. Although honestly, it's not looking too bad, right? I don't know. What do you guys think? Side Hustle School is a great little podcast. All the episodes are like under 10 minutes long, and basically they just feature every episode features one person and their side hustle. So like a side hustle is something you do outside of your day-to-day job to create different streams of income. And this is something that I'm really interested in. I won't lie that starting this YouTube channel is definitely, for me, has the alternate motive of potentially becoming something more significant and a side hustle. That would be amazing. I don't think YouTube specifically, but something that can venture out from YouTube, or I don't know. We'll see. I have no idea where this is going, but so yeah, Side Hustle School, however, is something that I think is great. They're super inspirational. And I mean, kudos to anyone who's able to successfully build their own side hustles or even their own business. I mean, it's definitely anything that's in that realm I find very exciting and enjoyable, particularly in this like under 10-minute format. It's just easy to digest. How are my brows looking, guys? I think they're looking okay, actually, for a quick brow. Not bad. Now I'm curious about other brow gels, particularly like Glossier's Boy Brow. Okay, next up I'm going to do some mascara. So this is the Hypnose Drama brush. It's slightly curved, like you can see that it's designed to kind of fit to your eye and the shape of the curvature of your face. So I'm liking it, and it's like a bristly brush, which I also like. I don't really love those like plastic ones as much. So let's see. No curling, just direct application. Oh, I like this formula. It's very similar to my kind of go-to everyday mascara, the Estee Lauder Sumptuous. Like it's a nice wet formula, which I like. And it's doing a nice job of lifting and separating without any kind of additional curling or anything like that. So I don't know if you can see in the camera, but I can certainly see it in the mirror. I did get a little messy on my eyelid. I always do this. So just going in with a little Q-tip to clean that up a bit. And in the meantime, I will lift a little bit more with the Q-tip. Pretty good, I think, right? That's just one coat. I'm pretty impressed with this mascara, guys. Okay, let's do the other eye. And I'll tell you about other podcasts. Okay, so anything from the This American Life crew. So obviously Serial, and recently S-Town. Those are awesome. And just the classic This American Life is a great podcast as well. Other ones that I love are from this studio called Gimlet. So they have several that I really like. One in particular is called Reply All, where they go in and on like internet pop culture, which I think is super fun. What do you guys think? I think that looks really good. I can't tell if it's translating on screen, but in the mirror, I'm really liking it. It's very natural. Just one coat on each eye. Nice lift and separation, which I'm always looking for. I love mascaras that lift without any kind of curling. So yeah, this is a winner for me, this Hypnose Drama mascara. I'm liking this. So yeah, I'm not going to do too much with my makeup today. I'm just doing very light, simple makeup. And last thing I'll use is just some lip stuff. This is the Revlon, what is it, HD, Gel HD, which is a nice creamy color. I just kind of saw it in the store. I was like, oh, I want a nice poppy coral color for spring, summer. So I picked that up in HD Sunset is the color. And I like to always have a little more blotted looking. So I'm gonna go in with just some paper. Okay guys, that's it from me. This is just a very simple makeup look today. I'm not doing much, just the basics. And super fun trying out those new products. As I said, I love that Blue Lizard sunscreen, and now I'm very curious about other physical sunscreens, because back in the day, physical sunscreen sucked, and this one, like, honestly, was great. Totally recommend it. So yeah, I'm curious about others now. I hope you also enjoy my podcast recommendations. There are definitely some other ones that I didn't mention, and I will list them down in the description box below just because I forgot them to talk about them today. But if you have ones that you love, definitely share them with me. I love podcasts, so I'm always on the hunt for new and good stuff to listen to. Okay, that's it. I'll be back very soon with my finale of the Ordinary Buying Guide, and until then, bye.
Operator, or could you help me place this call? See, the number on the matchbook is old and faded.